Good evening and welcome. My name is Hussain. I'm just doing a quick live video for you. I've had a very interesting day today. I've been out of town today, spending some time with some property investors, and I had quite a long journey back and had a number of conversations. Well, I just thought I'd share some of my thoughts with you on that. It's a brand new year, a brand new decade, and it just seems to be there's so much more confidence in the market as though the market's just bouncing back. Particularly after the elections, the confidence seems to have just reappeared like that. There was a lot of people kind of sitting on their hands, waiting, unsure about what to do, whether they should make the decision to buy, to move, to sell, whatever it might be. But now the confidence seems to be coming back in abundance. And I was speaking to one of my partners on the project earlier, and there seems to be much more interest in some off-plan apartments that he's selling, which are starting to slow down before Christmas, and there seems to be a buzz that's come back. And we're talking about the properties that we're getting ready to market as well, that we're flipping on, thinking maybe we need to put the prices up, because actually there seems to be some excitement in the marketplace, and I think the prices are going to rise. So I think this year is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I think there's going to be some amazing opportunities. I think we're in a very unique position in the marketplace. And you may be thinking about your plans for this year. You may be reflecting at the end of last year in terms of how that's gone and what's happened. And a great saying Tony Robbins has that sometimes we overestimate what we can do in a year, and we underestimate what's achievable in a decade. So how's the last 10 years gone for you? Where were you 10 years ago, 2010? What was going on in your life at that moment in time? What has happened over the last 10 years? Or particularly over the last year, and what's your plans for this year and going forward? As I said, I think there's some phenomenal opportunities that exist right now in the property market. We're in a very unique time and a very unique space right now that hasn't actually been replicated previously. So it's a case of an interesting time. Now, with the strategies that you might have to get the success that you're looking for, it's getting very clear on the strategy that you have. Sometimes when I'm speaking to people, they're all over the place in terms of what they're looking for, the type of deals they might be looking for, what type of properties and investment opportunities that they're focusing on. So focus is the key thing. It's getting clear on the strategy and then put your blinkers on and being absolutely focused, laser focused on the type of deals that you might be looking for. And then, of course, having the support around you to make sure that you're getting the results that you want. So 3 key ingredients in terms of getting the successes here in your property deals: getting clear and focused on your strategy, making sure that you're taking action on those and have some support around you. Obviously, this is making the assumption that you've got some knowledge, that you've got some knowledge around that particular topic. A mistake I see many people make is that they're flitted between different strategies. They have a little bit of knowledge, and I can relate to this because that's how I started. I've spent a little bit of time on this strategy, then a little bit of time on that strategy, then I'll dip my toe over here, just because all these things look interesting. And in property, there's so many different ways to make money from property, but the reality is you can't make money from all of them. You have to pick a strategy, be absolutely focused. And look, if you're really keen to do more than one, then at least spend 80% of your time on one strategy. Just focus on that one strategy, make sure you're getting very, very good at it, and really it's a case of building that up till you get a certain level of success through business systems, possibly, and then being able to look at other strategies. Over the years, I've kind of evolved slightly in different strategies I've been doing. I know I talk about that the only certainty in this industry really is constant change. Well, actually, isn't that a bit strange? I'm talking about actually there's change happening all the time in the market, and then you have to be focused on a particular strategy. Well, you can be focused on a strategy, but it can evolve. As the market evolves, you evolve your strategy. But you don't jump around on lots of different strategies. But whichever strategy you choose, something that's really important to remember is that the skill that you absolutely must master in property is the ability to be able to find deals. If you can polish and hone that skill, it doesn't matter what strategy you're doing, whether you're doing service accommodation, you're doing HMOs, you're flipping property, you're doing developments, whatever it might be, you have to have the skill to be able to go out and find those deals. This is so key. And when I talk about finding deals, often I'm speaking to somebody else says, so what is it you're doing right now to find deals? I had a conversation with somebody earlier on who wanted some help with their property journey, and he was saying they were doing HMOs, and they were struggling a little bit to find deals. And so what is it you're doing right now to find those deals? So, well, estate agents, and I'm looking online, and that's about it. And I'm thinking, well, actually, that's the first mistake. really you need to be looking at many, many different ways to be generating leads. It's a little bit like, say, let's say you had a pizza shop, a classic example of a pizza shop. You've got a pizza shop and a pizza takeaway, and you've got a method of advertising, getting your message out there. It could be leaflets that you're sending out and they go door to door, but there's so many other ways you could be getting your message out there, right? And thinking about, as property investors, how we generate those leads, those inquiries, those potential deals. You need to have multiple methods out there generating the leads and the inquiries for you, whether it's direct to vendor, whether you're mining at the gold that exists in the planning portals, whether it's getting sources working for you. There's a multitude of different things. I ran a course earlier in the year, Find It, Fund It, and I remember when we were focusing on this bit about finding deals, about 50 odd methods I'd shared in terms of what you can do to find deals. So what is it that you can be doing more so than you already are to make sure to guarantee that success? What I'm saying to you is essentially is get very good at finding those deals. The great news is on Tuesday, in a couple of days' time, we've got our monthly meeting and we'll be focusing on absolutely that. Finding deals, a multitude ways that you could utilize to find deals. And some of these things may not be ones that you're familiar with. That will really help you accelerate your journey. Now, as I talk about helping you get further faster in terms of what you're doing. So if you haven't already booked, this is something you should be doing. Visit the website, which is hussain.com/networking. Make sure you get booked on. We'll have about 100 people there. As I said, we'll be focusing specifically on different tactics you can use and strategies and methods to go out there and find the deals. It doesn't matter what strategy you do. As I said, you have to be good at finding deals. That's what we're going to be focusing on. And then, of course, in the evening after the speaker, the guest speaker, we'll have a Q&A. We'll have a couple of people on as well that have got experience in this area, so you can get your questions answered in terms of what help you might need to help you get further faster in your property journey. Make sure you're utilizing the opportunities that exist. And really, there are so many opportunities out there, but often the mistake is we don't quite know what we're looking for. And when we don't know what we're looking for, how do we recognize when it shows up? We have to get clear on what we're looking for, then making sure we're using the right strategies and not the ones that everybody else is doing. It's ones that are a little bit different that are going to help you kind of stand on your tiptoes and find those opportunities. So look, make sure you book on for Tuesday, and if there's anything else I can do to help you, reach out or come along on Tuesday, and I'll make sure I can do what I can to help you. I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday evening.